She comes first. How to Give a Woman Pleasure. Forward by the science editor. Sexual literacy has increased dramatically over the past 50 to 60 years. However, even today most people, especially men, consider cunnilingus to be foreplay, an aperitif served before the main course, sexual intercourse, but this is not true at all. The book you start listening to is very interesting. She teaches a person, primarily a man, how to achieve sexual harmony, how to give the greatest pleasure to a woman and how to receive it. The book is frank, understandable, everything written in it is addressed to each of us. Human sexuality is one of the main features of Homo sapiens, which distinguishes us humans from all other creatures living on planet Earth. The phrase reasonable man can be safely replaced with sexual man. It will not be an exaggeration to say that it is special sexuality, along with articulate speech and psyche, that determines our exclusivity, uniqueness, and this is no coincidence. All human civilization and culture are connected with sexuality. Sex is perhaps the main motive and the main path to understanding the essence of man, towards mutual understanding of each other. It is no coincidence that in the Bible the sexual act is called knowledge. Without knowing each other there is no true love. To do this, first of all, utmost frankness is required in the relationship between a man and a woman. In sex, the essence of a person is most fully revealed. Love and sex satisfy the basic physiological and psychological needs of a person, and not only needs, but also abilities. It would seem that today the anatomy of the female genital organs has been fully studied, but the author changes priorities. The main focus is on the clitoris, the main generator of sexual relationships and the joy of sex. From these positions, the book describes in detail a woman's sexual reactions, what and how a woman experiences, and, even more importantly, how a man evaluates them. The author gives a man fully informed advice on how to behave and what to do to give a woman the greatest pleasure. It is sexual harmony and satisfaction of a woman that is one of the main components of family happiness. The author pays a lot of attention to the psychological foundations of love and sex, without which sex and the sublime act of cognition do not descend to the animal level. This cannot be allowed. Here is the most unusual book that you will listen to as an exciting detective story. Like Miss Marple's Poirot, unlike a murder mystery, a completely different investigation awaits you. How to Get and Give Pleasure. Music of the Mouth. This is how Alex poetically calls the comfort of mutual caress of the genitals with the mouth, lips or tongue. Listen, learn. Academician of the Russian Academy of Natural Sciences, Doctor of Medical Sciences, Professor Billich. Introduction. Confession of Speed Shooter. The premise for writing this book is very simple. When it comes to giving pleasure to a woman and communicating with her in the language of love, cunnilingus should be the main rule. Law Paget, a well-known author of a number of best-selling books on sexology, states, interview a dozen women, and if they are frank with you, many will admit that a woman experiences the strongest arousal and the most vivid orgasm precisely when her partner uses his tongue correctly. However, as with learning any language, in order to speak fluently, sing and express yourself in elevated style on any topic, you first need to carefully study the rules of grammar and master the various styles. One of my favorite books on the subject is the timeless classic The Elements of Style by William Strunk N.A.B. White. I don't think I could have passed the entrance exams or even graduated from college with a degree in English without that thin, dog-eared paperback book I always carried in my back jeans pocket. Thanks to the efforts of Stranko and White, the grammar of my language not only became understandable and made sense to me, she became beautiful. The authors of the style elements encouraged the reader to write boldly and make clear, unambiguous statements. And therefore, written in the spirit of this undying classic, the book she finishes first includes all the wealth of experience and knowledge recorded in one simple, original set of rules. It outlines the principles and philosophy behind these rules and their rationale, making the book a concrete textbook on oral sex. If you want to learn how to use your tongue correctly and make a woman experience a mind-blowing and goose-bumping orgasm with every intercourse, then this book is for you. I confess that although I received a PhD in clinical sexology, this book was largely written by someone who knows and loves cunnilingus. and who appreciates the role of this sexual practice in stimulating a woman's erogenous zones and controlling her sexual responses, which time,